Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA. Leaders and environmental rights advocates from the oil-rich Niger Delta region have taken their campaign for environmental justice to the global stage, calling for stronger measures to address the destruction of livelihoods caused by oil and gas activities in the region. Speaking at the recently concluded COP29 climate summit in Baku, Azerbaijan, they emphasized that the scale of environmental degradation in the Niger Delta is monumental and demands increased funding for deliberate and urgent action to support vulnerable communities.
Building on the resolutions from COP28 in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, last year, where parties reached a resolution to phase out fossil fuels, COP29 in Azerbaijan focused on crucial issues such as mobilizing finance for developing countries to tackle rising global temperatures and other climate change-related issues. Representatives from Nigeria's oil-rich Niger Delta region at the conference highlighted the urgent need for collaborative efforts and partnerships to address the harsh realities faced by their communities.
We are suffering dual or triple tragedy: environment despoiled and gone, livelihoods dislocated, and yet we are talking of transition. So what happens to our people and our communities the day after oil and gas? So that's a big challenge. Leaders of our people, all our people, need to avert their minds to.
So we are looking at opportunities that are created by blue economy and seeing how we can get partnerships, national partnerships, international partnerships, to be able to mitigate and be able to adapt to the impact of climate change.
The Bayelsa State Oil and Environment Report, officially unveiled just a few weeks ago, was also presented at one of the events during the summit. Findings in the report revealed that an average of 1.5 barrels of crude oil, which is an equivalent of about 238 liters, had been spilled for every child, man and woman in Bayelsa State, while in some parts of the state and the Niger Delta, this figure is reportedly 5 times higher. Given the scale of this environmental devastation, which is now compounded by worsening climate conditions, Nigeria's Minister for Environment, Balarabe Lawal, acknowledged the urgent need for decisive actions in the Niger Delta region.
We are going to push strongly for this issue of loss and damage fund, because eventually, if we get out of fossil fuel, Bayelsa will be the most affected apart from the other river state, delta state, and rest. So we are working on this, the state environment of each state, trying to address the peculiarity of the state.
Meanwhile, environmental rights advocates from the region who were also present at the event voiced their opposition to the activities of international oil companies in the region and called for an accelerated transition plan to cleaner and renewable energy alternatives.
Science has shown that we cannot afford to burn all the known reserves of oil and gas and coal unless we want to destroy the planet. And so to unionize the world means take real climate action. Copy from the Ogonis, who from 1993 decided to keep the oil in the ground. Let's rebuild the world. Let's give the world opportunity to recover.
Also at COP29, a prominent Niger Delta business mogul, High Chief Enahoro Ita, called on foreign investors to capitalize on the huge agricultural potentials in the Niger Delta by making substantial investment in climate-resilient farming. This investment, he noted, would not only ensure food security for the masses, but also empower local communities to initiate climate adaptation programs that would address the environmental challenges in the oil-rich region.
So I'm excited to let everyone know about what we are doing, food scarcity in the Niger Delta, at the same time to find ways of continually improving the lives of our rural women and our youth.
High Chief Ita was at the recently concluded COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, where he presented a paper on climate change mitigation and adaptation at a site event organized by the Alliance for Food Security Action in Africa, a global coalition dedicated to promoting sustainable farming practices across the continent. Through his Uzezi greenhouse farms located in Ole, Isoko South local government area of Delta State, High Chief Enahoro Ita is using a controlled environment to cultivate vegetables and other crops, contributing to food sufficiency in the Niger Delta region. High Chief Enahoro also called on subnational government in the region as well as the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) to either provide funding or forge partnerships with entities like Uzezi Greenhouse Farms to boost food production in the region and enhance resilience in local communities.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doyedire has urged civil servants in the state to consistently uphold the principles of integrity and accountability in carrying out their duties and responsibilities. He noted that these virtues are critical for building trust, ensuring transparency, and driving the sustainable progress and development of the state. Governor Diri stated this last week during the swearing-in ceremony for the 15 newly appointed permanent secretaries of the state at the Government House in Yenagoa.
The swearing-in ceremony held last week at the Executive Council chambers of Government House Yenagoa and was presided over by Governor Doyedire. Speaking at the event, Governor Doyedire revealed that the appointment of the permanent secretaries was equitably distributed across the 8 local government areas in the state, as well as in accordance with civil service rules and regulations.
As a policy, I have decided to bring back the glorious days of the permanent secretaries. Therefore, your appointments were based on the rules, regulations, and everything that is governing the process and procedure of your selection, based on merits.
The governor charged the newly sworn-in officials to rise to the occasion and deliver impactful leadership that aligns with the hopes and aspirations of the people they serve.
I implore you to recognize that the civil service forms the engine room of government. Your ability to fulfill your duties effectively will be crucial for the seamless functioning of our government of prosperity. I charge you, therefore, to lead with integrity and accountability. You are not merely managers, you are stewards of the public, and you must earn the public trust. And always seek for collaborative efforts and synergy amongst yourselves.
The event marked the elevation of these 15 career civil servants who have dedicated themselves to the functioning of government operations in the oil-rich state to higher positions of authority. They are now tasked with overseeing the day-to-day operations of their respective ministries or government departments, where they would play a crucial role in driving Bayelsa State's development agenda.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The governor of Delta State and captain of Team More Agenda, Right Honorable Sheriff Oburewuri, says his administration remains committed to ensuring lasting peace and security across the length and breadth of the Big Heart State. The governor stated this last week during the presentation of 31 operational vehicles to the police and other security agencies in the state under the initiative codenamed Operation Delta Sweep. According to the governor, this gesture is part of a broader strategy to strengthen the operational capacity of security personnel in the state, as well as create an atmosphere where socio-economic activities can thrive.
The current administration in Delta State, led by Right Honorable Sheriff Oboreori, has not only acknowledged the importance of security, but is actively demonstrating its commitment to creating a safe and thriving environment for Deltans and residents alike. In line with this commitment, Governor Oboreori donated 31 operational vehicles to enhance the capacity of the Nigeria Police Force and other security agencies operating in the state under the rebranded Operation Delta Sweep.
We shall continue to provide the necessary support to the task force as part of our passionate commitment to enhance peace and security in the state. I trust that this will boost the morale of members of the task force and motivate them to redouble their efforts to keep the state safe and secure.
Receiving the donation, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, applauded the governor and his team for placing a high premium on the security and welfare of the people in the state.
My remark to you earlier on was just to show gratitude to you and to thank you for the support that you have been giving to the police command and other security agencies in the state.
In another development, the Delta State Governor, through the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community and Social Development, last week distributed startup packs to 311 beneficiaries of the Women Economic Skill Acquisition Program, WESAP, in the state.
Our administration is fully committed to what government expected to do for its people, which is to empower them to overcome the challenges of life and enable them to achieve their full means of happiness.
The beneficiaries, including persons living with disabilities who were trained in Information and Communications Technology, ICT, confectionery, fashion design, and leather works, shared their excitement and gratitude for the opportunity.
Oh, I never seen such a thing for my life. God will reward our governor. God will reward Delta State. That this man, he will continue to move from grace to grace.
I feel very happy. I'm excited. I really want to thank the governor and the Commissioner for Women Affairs. God bless them richly.
I say thank you to God and thanks to our governor.
Inside the Niger Delta, Standout Properties Limited presents a real estate opportunity of a lifetime. Bloom Towers, a waterfront twin high-rise buildings of 19 and 21 stories at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean in the prestigious Oniru area, Victoria Island, Lagos. Bloom Towers is a green and smart building project consisting of 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments and maisonettes, as well as 10,300 square meters available space for commercial and corporate use. Built for completion in 2027, Bloom Towers has 236 units available for sale with a starting price of 100 million naira. Lock down a unit today with a down payment of 20% and spread the balance over the next 24 months. Contact us on 080-693-47063 or 091-22-656-975.
It is a project that will bring huge return on investment.
Bloom Towers, from foundation to skyline. Ezekiel Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Ezekiel Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
The Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) has hinted on finalizing plans with Chevron Nigeria Limited on the construction of the 69-kilometer Omadino-Okerenkoko Escravos Road. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, made this known during a visit to the headquarters of Chevron in Lagos. Dr. Ogbuku noted that the NDDC was committed to completing the Omadino-Escravos Road, which is a major route that connects several communities which can only be reached currently by water transport.
After numerous promises in the past to connect Warri to Escravos by road, not much was achieved despite the road's immense potential value to Nigeria's oil and gas industry. In fact, the 20th Olu of Warri, His Royal Majesty Ogiame Ikenwole I, met with former President Muhammadu Buhari on several occasions to request the construction of the road, but those efforts did not yield tangible results. Last year, November, an Ishekiri delegation led by APC chieftain Chief Airi Imami visited the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, where they appealed to the management of the commission to take up the project because of its huge benefits to both Ishekiri and other ethnic groups in the region. Chief Airi Imami did not stop there. He also met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu early this year, where he itemized the construction of this crucial road as one of his appeals to the president.
The road from Warri to Escravos, he made promises that once he's been elected, if we vote for him, he's going to ensure that that road is being constructed. So I came here with the Minister for Niger Delta so that they can put a way that that road can be constructed for us, and which he gave a nod. He asked the minister to go and put up his memo and come back.
Recognizing the overwhelming socio-economic importance of this road, the current management of the Intervention Agency, NDDC, revisited the project, which had been in the pipeline for so long, hoping to use its public-private partnership PPP model to ensure its construction.
The SPDC, NDDC partnership that gave birth to the AKUGHA Nembe route, that shows that partnership works. Now, coming to the Omadino-Escravos route, we also thought using the same template will also be better and the best for all parties. Since Escravos is the major operational base of Chevron, we know that if there's access road that will link Warri to Escravos, it will also reduce some of their costs.
Last week, the NDDC management team met with Chevron's leadership at its corporate headquarters in Lagos to iron out the modalities for the partnership to construct the over 69-kilometer Warri-Escravos road. Dr. Ogbuku noted that the project would not only benefit local communities, but would also boost oil and gas-related activities for both Chevron and the Nigerian state. He added that this initiative aligns with the policy thrust of President Bola Tinubu to engage critical stakeholders in fast-tracking the transformation and development of the oil-rich Niger Delta region.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Despite a year already filled with numerous accomplishments, the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) is showing no signs of slowing down, even as the year comes to an end. This dedication is evident in the Commission's plans to inaugurate several ongoing projects spread across its mandate states. Among these are a 12-bedroom fully en-suite Corpus Lodge located at the Ndeli campus of the Ignatius Ajuri University of Education in Emoha local government area, and a 1,500-seater pavilion at the Degema Council headquarters in Degema, both in Rivers State, which are all around 90% completed.
The year 2024 has been eventful for the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, in its quest to deliver big-ticket projects and programs that would change the face of the oil-rich region and improve the living condition of its peoples. This year alone, the NDDC has connected several previously isolated communities by constructing roads and bridges, empowered the youth through several initiatives, and provided critical health intervention across the region for the people and vulnerable, amongst many other undertakings and initiatives. As the year gradually draws to a close and the spirit of the holidays beckons, the pragmatic leadership of the NDDC is set to commission even more completed projects across the region. This includes a 12-bedroom fully ensuite corpus lodge located at the Indele campus of the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education in Emoha local government area in Rivers State. The project, which is already nearing completion, would provide accommodation for youth corps members posted to communities in the area.
This will really add to their mental health and their safety, especially, and not just that, also within a school environment. So it won't be as if they've left the entire academia. They are still within. And also, it will also add more value to the community. It shows that they are welcoming copper, they are ready for coppers.
Another of such projects is the ongoing construction of a 1,500-seater hall located within the premises of the Degema local government headquarters in Degema, also in Rivers State.
They have a very good space which can be convenient for anybody to use. We have 9 offices, we have 11 toilets in this building. It's a very nice project.
Some residents of Degema town who spoke to our correspondent while touring the facility last week expressed satisfaction with the progress made so far and commended the leadership of the NDDC for the project.
It will impact our life in the sense that when we have any gathering, any program, people can go there and sit spacious without being disturbed.
The administration of Dr. Samuel Ogboko has achieved a lot, as the MD and CEO of the Niger Delta Development. He's doing very well. It is not only this, in different areas of the Niger Delta community.
With such tangible results already visible for all to see, the unwavering commitment of the current leadership of the NDDC is no doubt changing the narrative in the region for the better. Communities once plagued by neglect and underdevelopment are now beginning to experience the dividends of purposeful governance and the promise of a brighter and more prosperous future.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The decision of the Delta State government to uphold the kingship selection process that produced Gregory Oputa as Obi of Abo Kingdom in Ndokwa East local government area continues to spark protest and deepen divisions in the kingdom. The elders of the 4 ruling quarters who had earlier petitioned the state government in a recent move have taken their grievances to their deity, seeking spiritual intervention against the emergence of Oputa. The elders argue that the state government made a wrong choice and insist that Oputa is unfit to occupy the revered throne of the Obi of Abo Kingdom. However, not everyone shares this sentiment. A group of Oputa's supporters recently organized a prayer march in solidarity with Oputa, dismissing the elders and youth's opposition as an ill-motivated attempt to discredit what they described as a fair and credible selection process.
The controversy surrounding the emergence of Gregory Oputa as the Obi of Abo Kingdom is far from over. The kingdom is now divided against itself, with a section consisting majorly of elders and young males insisting that Oputa was never selected, chalked or crowned as the monarch to lead the ancient kingdom, while other groups made up of predominantly women and some elites is drumming support for Oputa. This fault line became very glaring again recently when the Delta State government, during a state executive council meeting, approved the kingship of Oputa. Responding to this development, the youth went around the kingdom with their traditional masquerades to reject the decision which they claimed was a clear imposition by some persons in government against the will of the people of Abo. Last week, the heads of the 4 ruling houses in the kingdom took the matter to the deity in the kingdom, otherwise known as Iswani, to present the same petitions against the process they had submitted to the government for investigations to the gods of the land for spiritual adjudication.
This is a letter from Odwa, the supreme leader and the spiritual leader of Abo, disassociating Abo Kingdom, himself and his office from the activities of Dr. Greg Oputa inflicted Kenebu AKUGHA adenio. Okako.
Elder Lawrence Odili, who translated the elders' prayers to our correspondent, described the selection process as entirely flawed and a violation of the customs and tradition of the Abo people.
Greg and his cohorts did not follow the due process. He was a prisoner. A prisoner can never become a king. And we wonder how government will back a criminal to be our king. So what everybody is saying here, we have channeled all these letters to the government. They are not trying to listen to our community. That is why we have come to our deity to fight for us. They will look into these documents and do the work. If anybody is supporting Greg, he has himself to blame.
Responding to the allegations of Greg Opute's conviction, Chief Amechi Chime dismissed it as baseless and unfounded. He said while it may be true that one Greg Oputa may have been convicted in 1986, it was definitely not Gregory Nnamdi Oputa, who is the current Obi of Abo Kingdom. He noted that the Delta State government could not have approved Greg Nnamdi Oputa as Obi of Abo if indeed he was convicted by a court in Delta State.
When people allege, the onus is for them to prove. Let them go and prove now. Anybody can go to the press and allege that you are a thief. The onus is you go and prove. But as long as we know that is not true, the man you are seeing is a man of God, very clean.
Other supporters backing Greg Opute's ascension to the revered throne of Obi of Abo also organized a spirited prayer rally in his honor last week in Abo. They marched through the streets of Abo Kingdom, singing and dancing, thanking God for what they described as the fulfillment of his will through Opute's emergence. The group also expressed their appreciation to the Delta State government for officially ratifying Opute's selection as their traditional ruler.
We, as we are Abo people, we are happy that we have Greg Oputa as our king. We are pleasant with the present government decision. We were well investigated, and to my greatest joy, it was finally resolved that we weren't clean.
While twists and turns in kingship ascension processes are not entirely uncommon, it is however crucial for all parties involved to continue to explore avenues for dialogue to achieve a peaceful resolution of their grievances.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's our package on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.